Against Chelsea. We saw him last week as a substitute. Today, he had to be thrown in, Estevao. How pleased were you with how he performed and how good can he be?
Yeah, for sure. I think he's very young, but he showed that he's very mature. He made good decisions, and I think this is the good thing. I think all the new players, all the signs, they came here to help the team, to bring something good energy, good talent. So I think we have an amazing squad, and hopefully we can do good things this season.
I want to take you back to the first goal, Mark. You had a massive involvement in it with a set piece. You go short first of all. I don't know if we're about to see it on the monitor. You see you go to have it to get it short, and then you just back off, and you get in front of Paqueta for the flick on. Was that something you've worked on, or you're not going to give us it away?
No, we are working on this. I think we start to practice in the Club World Cup, and we continue practicing. I think we improve a little bit today. I think we scored 3 goals from corners, so I think this is a part of the game. I think was an important moment because we are a bit nervous, or we lose a bit the confidence because we concede early goal, but this moment I think changed the game, and we are very happy because set pieces is an important part of the game.
And when you score, you do the penguin, but not an assist. No penguin for an assist.
No. I think today I think we have 5 different goals scored, so it was very good. I think this is important. All of us, we need to do our job. Everyone is important, can score, so hopefully we continue in this way because today we have amazing 3 points.
Just a final one, just on the Club World Cup, obviously it helps you psychologically because you won it, but it meant that you did your summer a bit differently. Some players arrive to play in that, then you get the break, then you don't have very many pre-season friendlies and you start the season. Has it helped in some ways because you got some players in early?
Well, yeah, I think it was a bit different, but I think the impact for the new players, I think João Pedro arrived and he bring a lot of energy, a lot of quality. He was a top player for us, and I think it was different, but we need to be ready. I think we are young, we have a lot of energy, and hopefully we can do a good season.
Thank you very much for joining us. Congratulations, Mark.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
And that is a very...
Those are the scenes that you're seeing. It's a small portion of the fans in the stadium. Not the case for the West Ham fans, though. A horrible night for them.
Yeah, it was horrible. Started so well, though. You know, obviously, with Paqueta's goal, started well. That's how you want to start. It's sort of like a reaction from the weekend. You know, conceded 3 goals against Sunderland, losing in that manner. But then after that, to be honest, it was similar to Sunderland. You know, they concede 1, and Dan Tools. It was a horrible night. You know, to concede 5 goals at home. You know, in a London derby. You know, you can lose football matches, but it's the manner in which they lose the football matches. And you see the goals avoidable, no fight. Really disappointing.
Joe, Jermaine mentioned that it started so well for them with that cracker from Paqueta. Let's go through it, and just your thoughts on his technique.
Listen, it couldn't have been a better start for West Ham and for Paqueta. He's been AWOL for a while now at West Ham. You know, he's had these troubles, but this is him. This is the Paqueta we see 2 years ago that was driving the David Moyes team to win the Conference League. He was absolutely outstanding. He just picks the ball up, just direct, touch, opens up for him. Casado tries to read him that he's going to play it inside, but once he decides to shoot, it's just about body shape and the strike, and it is as sweet as a strike you hit. Nearly bursts the side netting. Fantastic strike. That's what we watch football for.
Goalkeeping position?
Yeah, goalkeeper could have done better. When I say better, I mean like his position, but it's such a clean strike. It's one of those strikes. As soon as it leaves your foot, you just know.
It's a little jump.
And even from this angle, you can see the movement on the ball here. It just sort of like moves, and it generates so much power. But that's the Paqueta that you wanna see. You know, like Joe said, you know, when he's on it, he's a top player.
It was exactly the start they needed. That lead didn't last too long, though, just 9 minutes before Chelsea were level.
And again, that's the problems in a nutshell at West Ham. You go ahead, you defend a set piece. They had trouble with this last week up at Sunderland. Cucurella just drops into that midfield, into that near post position. Paqueta, I think, he's a bit bamboozled because he's had to go back into that position. I think if Cucurella starts in that position, I think he takes a better position. He leans over from the side, he doesn't get it. But what he does, he's in there, he's backing off. He doesn't know when Cucurella's going to stop. Then when he does stop, he's pinned him, Cucurella, and he can't move. It's a wonderful flick by him. And then João Pedro, he does the rest. He's just in the right place, and it's a decent finish. You know, but they was clearly targeting that, Chelsea, throughout. They're dropping that ball, Neto or Enzo, into the near post every single time. And I think after last weekend's, West Ham were terrible from dealing with crosses and set pieces. You'd think They've been working on that all week, and don't mess. Just be good at that. Be good at that, and they wasn't tonight.
Would be incredibly disappointing because post-match the comments from Potter were all about we didn't defend our box, we didn't too well with those kinds of balls. We in the build-up we're talking about how they lined up with 5. You talked about the importance of the defence tonight.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's the hardest thing to do in football, but it's the easiest thing to coach, right? Because everything's there. The plan, the positioning. But we're going to see Wan-Bissaka for the second and the third goal having a problem, right? And it's got to come with a mindset and a determination to defend. And that's the worrying thing for me looking at that West Ham team, Jay, is because I looked at that, and after the first weekend, if that game would have finished 2-1, I don't think we're sitting there thinking, oh, I'm worried. I think Chelsea are a better team than West Ham at the moment. But it's the manner in which they defended, the lack of concentrations. They just was off it from the start.
Let's look at the goal that makes it 2-1 to Chelsea. And Paquetá thought he should have had a foul in the build-up. Do you agree?
Not really, to be honest. I think you just got to get on with it. You know, that old saying, you've got to play to the whistle. And after that, to be fair, I think if you look at Wan-Bissaka's position there, you know, for an experienced player, you know, he doesn't really scan Neto, he doesn't see him there. I'm even looking here, he's not seeing him. Then all of a sudden now, you know, it looks like he looks and that he sees him there. So then you think, OK, can you get back into position? And then, for me, it's just not enough urgency. You know, there's a massive gap, and then it's an easy finish, a hard finish, but then it's an easy finish. Just got to beat the goalkeeper. But that's terrible defending.
Yeah, I mean, from Wan-Bissaka's perspective, once you get in there, finish the job off. Like it's almost like you lull it. You're just hoping. You can never hope that the ball doesn't go to the defender. You've got to be in your mind, what if it goes in, and what if it goes in there, what if it goes in there, constantly on alert all the time. And he just switched off and he cost his team.
Before half-time, there was one more goal from Chelsea, and it was Enzo to make it 3-1. As I mentioned, Stevao in the build-up, he's the one who gets the assist for this. A huge night for him, coming into for Cole Palmer and then becoming the youngest assist creator, the youngest creator for Chelsea in the Premier League.
Yeah, I mean, amazing. You know what I like? Just to change the speed. It's so difficult to defend it. You know, when you've got players driving in the box like that, and then, you know, not only that as well, you know, getting there and picking the right pass, and again, Wan-Bissaka, you know, on the outside looking in, all fullbacks should be on the inside, you know, protecting the goal and looking out to give yourself a chance to defend it. But, you know, another good goal, and after that, you know, Chelsea just in second gear.
Yeah, well, we said the next goal would be crucial, the next goal in the second half. It did actually come for Chelsea once again for 4-1.
Yeah, you want a response, and one thing you nail down these type of situations. The goalie flaps at it. It's like it's hard to defend, really. You know, again they're doing that. They're fainting on the near post. Liam Delap does well there. What Liam Delap does well there is he takes the goalkeeper's eye, and whether that's Hermansen, then he takes his eye off the ball. It's actually a lovely finish from Casado to just to flick at it and get it in.
It's strange though, because that was my job, to stand on the goalkeeper. And I just felt like every time I did it, you know, the goalkeeper would say to someone, basically, because I need to come and punch or catch or whatever it is. It's just no communication. You know, I think for a goalkeeper, you got to dominate that position. You know, if you come and punch heads, you've got to come and punch heads. But, you know, when you come out and you're flapping and you can see the goal like that, when the side's struggling anyway, it's difficult.
Yeah, great way for him to mark his 100th Chelsea appearance with the goal for Moises Caicedo. Remarkable that we've had 5 goals from Chelsea and 5 different goal scorers, because Chalobah got in on the action as well.
Yeah. Another unsung hero at the club, Chalobah. He's come through the academy. Again, another set piece, goalkeeper flapping. He just reacts well. Like, I look at this now, right? Again, the lapse on the goalie. He's fainted into an area, flat. Now watch the West Ham players' body shapes. They're queuing up. It could have dropped to Tosin. It could have dropped to Liam Delap. Like, look, not strong enough on that occasion. Queuing up. Which one of you wants to score, chaps? Like, the more you look at it, the worse it gets from a West Ham perspective. It's hard when you do this job and you got a team and I can see all the problems unfolding in front of you when you watch it, and it's just it's a difficult time for the club. It really is.
You're trying to look for the positives, and you think, what's the positives? You can lose, and I think the only positive, obviously, Cole Palmer coming back. Callum Wilson looks sharp. I think when he gets up to speed, you know, he was unlucky with the header. Potts, the young lad. They're the only positives, really. But I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, Enzo, first of all, congratulations. But it was a night that started in very interesting fashion for you. Even before kick-off, Cole Palmer comes off, you have to make the change, then you find yourselves a goal behind. How difficult was the opening moments of this game tonight for you?
Yeah, quite difficult. As you said, Cole problem during the warm-up, and then we conceded a goal. But I think the reaction was very good. We continued to play in the way we planned the game, and at the end, I think we deserve to win the game.
Before we come to that reaction, can we just clear up the Cole situation? You kindly spoke to us before and said it was precautionary. Are you convinced it's no more than just that this evening?
You mean the goal we conceded?
No, sorry, Cole not taking part.
Sorry,
yeah,
Cole.
You said it was precautionary.
In the last 4 or 5 days, it was not 100%. And tonight, during the warm-up, he felt again something. So we prefer don't start with him, don't take any risk, or at least don't get worse, and we see in the next hours.
Let's get to that reaction to you going a goal behind. How impressive was it from a coach's point of view?
Yeah, for sure it was impressive, but it's what I expected in terms of we conceded after 5 minutes, 6 minutes, so there are still 90 minutes to go, an entire game, so there is plenty of time to recover the game, to come back on the game. And I think the most important thing is that the players, they continue with the plan, and at the end we won the game.
You said after the Crystal Palace game there were many things you felt you could do better. Did you see that tonight, the things that you could do better and do well?
Yeah, but even tonight I think we could do many things better. After 3-4 goals, we can manage better the ball, we can make many passes, keep the ball, and we were trying to attack again to score more goals. Sometimes if you make passes, then the action, the chance arrive, but if you force, sometimes doesn't arrive. But yeah, for sure we can do things better, but we improve compared to Palace.
Studio, Paul Burmeister, Tim Howard, and Danny Higginbotham. Wow, in a negative way for West Ham. That's 2 matches to start the season, 2 awful results. Danny, your reaction?
The weird thing about it is I'm not surprised. So much that we said before the game ended up happening, and that's the problem with West Ham. They go to Sunderland last week, and very similar manner. It's a team that's slow. It's a team that I don't think is disciplined. It's a team that struggles to get back. And because there's no pace in the team, they have to play more possession-based. And because they're more possession-based, they're more open. Therefore, on the turnover of possession, they are in so much trouble. So for me, they have a real problem because obviously we don't know the type of players that they're able to bring in. They spent a lot of money last year, so it's a very difficult one for Graham Potter.
Tim?
Well, you stole my words because it was so glaringly obvious at the beginning of the game. That's what we talked about. Is the crowd going to turn? They did. Chelsea joined 0-0 last week. We knew they had a lot of firepower in their squad. That showed up today. When you look at West Ham, they're not athletic enough. They're not robust enough. You think they're going to get outmatched here. They did. And I think the worrying part is when you look at West Ham, they're a good team on paper. But in the Premier League, and this goes amiss from so many people on the outside, you have to be strong and athletic and physical. And yes, there's a bunch of highlights within your team and world-class players that do the dancing on the ball. You have to be strong and tough and robust and hard to beat at a bare minimum. I mean, you and I, off camera, it's 4-1, 5-1. We're thinking, is anyone going to lay a tackle here? And I know that sounds primitive, but is someone going to lay a tackle and get to grips with the game and just say, we're not having it today? And they just kind of rolled over. And that is not a great sign if you're Graham Potter.
And the problem that you have as well, because I've been in that situation before where you're down at the wrong end of the league, you're conceding a lot of goals. If you're not careful, you turn into a team of individuals. And that team of individuals just looks after themselves. And that's why they don't look like a team. That's why your defence is separated from your midfield, is separated from your attack. And it's a huge problem. What makes it even more concerning is, what does Graham Potter have within that squad to turn it around? That's the difficulty for me, because in the Premier League, the biggest thing that you need to have, attacking and defensively-wise, is pace. And they have Bowen. That's it. And that's a big problem for me.
The interesting part about this now is the psychology, right? So you have this long preseason, you feel good about yourself. We always have, right? Come out of preseason strong and ready, lose 3-0, and then you lose 5-1.
the task that Graham Potter has now, because the players are going to start questioning. Not that they fall out, but the players are going to start going, Gaffer, give us something here. Like, is it tactics? And he's going to be looking at them saying, I've given you all the tactics. You've got to give me something back. So this is going to be a really interesting week.